Hi, I'm Pan Pan, international journalism student.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, I'm Casey.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, we are students of journalism and we are doing a project of British pop culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you staff here or boss here?
Manager.
I'm assistant manager.
Assistant
Okay.
manager.
Yep.
So, do you like go to pubs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how often?
How often?
Yeah.
To be honest, I work like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So probably like every other week. Not very often, to be honest, because I'm always at work.
Yes. Which kind of pub would you like to go?
I like Roper.
Okay.
Yeah, you know Roper Hall down there.
Oh yeah.
I like O'Neill's. And I like here, Adelphi.
Yeah. So for the pubs, there are some different themes. Some people like to say the TV football like there.
Yep.
And others, what would you prefer to for the drinks or something?
I don't like sport, so I'm not really interested in the sport.
Yes.
I just like pubs that are friendly
Yes.
and
For the social,
social, so you can
meet friends.
so you can meet your friends. I like to be able to hear what I'm saying. So I don't like them when they've got like loud live music on.
Yeah.
I just like chilling out with my friends really, a few drinks.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the British pop culture? Do you think it's good or you can critical?
I think it's quite varied. Like there's lots and lots of different types of pubs in there. There's like your trendy wine bars, and then there's like cocktail places and live music places and sport places and traditional places. For me, I like more traditional places. You know where do you know what a carvery is? Yeah, I like good homemade food. I like like little tiny country pubs. They're my favourite.
And I know some pubs, old people prefer to go, and like Adelphi, I think more young people come here.
But we have quite a varied group, to be fair. We have during the week we have quite a lot of young students around, but we also get people from like lecturers and the UConn staff. We get a lot of those, and then at the weekends we get quite a lot of old people. On like a Friday, Saturday night, there's quite a lot of old people in. We're quite varied, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, like when football games is on, during the World Cup, British people like going to pub and have fun in pubs.
Yep.
So it may cause some troubles sometimes. Yeah, how do you think about it?
Well, when World Cup's on and stuff, we like to show that we're supporting England, so we deck it out with all England flags and stuff. We rearrange the furniture so that everyone can see the telly, so there's no arguments over where people sit. And we use plastic glasses, so if say England lose, then if they get angry, then they can't smash anything. And then it's just it's important to keep a good atmosphere. We're quite lucky because we're in town, but we're not proper town. That we're quite lucky that we just get quite nice people in here, to be honest. We don't have much trouble when there's football on.
That's fine.
Unless Preston are playing, and then everywhere's trouble.
Safety place.
So, what type of customers do you prefer?
Oh, I don't know. They all have they're all nice, aren't they?
Like to joking with them, or
So customers that can have a laugh are always quite fun. I don't know. That's a hard question. They're all quite nice. Like students are just quite normal, quite not nice, quite like my age, so that's fine. Older people tend to be a bit more polite, use their manners a bit more. They're all quite nice.
What do you think of the difference between the people, the young people prefer to go to the pub, or the old people's pub? Is there something different? For example, in my near my house, and there's a pub outside my. And there's more. Maybe most of them are old people. During the daytime and the night, they prefer to go to that pub, and some pubs are more young people. What the difference?
It depends what you have on. Like, young people tend to come for a reason. So say you're doing a discounted drinks night, they'll come for that, or you've got a quiz night on, they'll come for that, or football's on, they'll come for that. Whereas old people tend to go like on a bar crawl, so they'll go for a drink in one pub and then they'll come to your pub for a drink and then they'll do that.
Okay, so you think the price is an important thing for people?
For young people, I think it is, whereas for older people, they're not that bothered, they're just passing through. They just come have a drink and then go, whereas younger people tend to stay for a while.
Yes, and for the drinks, what do you think the special things in Adelphi? The people come to for some drink, different between they in the pub or the home, and things. In other words, is there more people like to just for drinking in the pubs? Just for drinking some wines or beers.
What do they like to drink? No?
Yeah, the most famous, popular.
What's the most popular drink?
Yeah.
Whatever's on offer, to be honest. We do 2 bottles of cider for $6.50 and we do 2 bottles of lager for $5.50. So they're quite popular, like most of the time. But then on Quids, we do a night called Quids where you can get a pint for £1.25.
Yeah.
You can Carlsberg, that's £1.25. So we sell lots and lots of that. So it depends what day it is, really.
Yeah.
Like weekends, we sell a lot more real ale. Because the older people are in. During term time and like the week time, then we'd sell more desperados or something like that.
Yes.
But quite a lot of draft like pints. So it depends.
Yeah.
What's the important factor do the customer consider, do you think?
Value. Like a good beer, quite cheap, is definitely what they're after.
So do you always organize some activities in the evening to attract the customers?
Yeah, we do. We have a quiz on a Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, so like there's a quiz, you win free beer. They quite like that. Thursdays we do quids, so you can get beer for £1.25. So we get really busy on Thursday nights. So they're pretty good. And then we've got like DJs on so other nights. We have open mic on Friday, so people come for that. So
what kind of activities do they like? Favorite?
To be honest, their favourite here is people just come for the cheap beer on Thursdays and have a bit of a boogie and then go home. They like the cheap beer.
Cheap beer. So the price.
The price.
How about the food? What do you think about the food in pub?
Are there any like traditional pub food?
Yeah. If you go out into the countryside and like to a nice little country pub, they'll still do homemade food. So they're really good food.
Special.
Yeah, like they make it at home. They're like in the kitchens and everything. They're good. But generally, like in like a city centre pub like us, the favourite things are like pie and fish and chips. We sell a lot of fish and chips and just burgers, a lot of burgers.
Yeah, and I know most of the people will come after their work or something. But the pubs all open in the day at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock.
We open at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. In the daytime, is there any more customers?
We get like a busy lunchtime rush. So you get like a busy lunchtime rush, then it'll die off like now, and then come tea time again it'll get busy, and then it'll tend to stay busy for the rest of the night. So like a busy lunch, busy tea.
This can just for the pubs offer the food. But some pubs didn't have food, just the drinks. maybe they are prefer to for the nice active to attract the customers.
I've never worked in a pub that's not sold food, so I don't know.
Okay.
So do you always like get feedback from customers?
Yeah, we get quite a lot of feedback from customers.
Like useful feedback.
Sometimes not useful, sometimes people are just quite horrible, but you have to like smile and get on with it.
So what kind of interesting feedback you have ever got from them?
To be fair, generally it's just I didn't want mayonnaise on my burger. That's a popular one. Or I didn't want peas with my meal or something. But to be fair, then there's not really any interesting food complaint. They're just being moany generally. But sometimes they've got a genuine reason to moan.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So do the Adelphi have the Facebook page?
We do, yes.
Just called Adelphi.
It's the Adelphi Preston.
Adelphi Preston.
Yep.
We also have a published.
We have set a page in Facebook. Yeah, for our project called Top Hunter.
Okay.
Because we hunt the which is popular pubs. And what do you want to know from our page? Like the pub ranking or other pubs information?
Yeah, other pubs information.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's quite helpful because it's good to know like what kind of offers other pubs are doing.
Now a lot of pubs are closed, and I think before this time there are more pubs than now. What do you think about the reasons they closed?
They tend to close because they can't. Because we're in recession.
Cost more.
Yeah, there's a lot less customers than there used to be because of the recession. People are just really struggling. It's really hard, to be honest. Like everyone has to do discounted things to get people into the pub to start with, and if you're like there's different types of pubs, like managed house like us, or like independent ones like tenant pubs, like the Lamb and Packet, that's a tenant pub, so they struggle to compete with us because we can discount everything because we're part of a massive company and they're not. So a lot of tenancies are shutting down because they just can't keep up with our discounting, to be honest.
Do you think like the location is an important factor?
Yeah, definitely. We do really well because we're so close to all of the uni buildings.
So lots of students like going here and have fun.
Yeah, we're cheap, aren't we? And it's food doesn't take that long to come out most of the time, and but we're quite friendly.
I think in UK, pubs is really a kind of culture because in China we didn't have this kind of pubs, just the clubs or others.
Like British people is crazy on pubs.
It seems like the British people more like go to the pubs.
Yep. Clubs are like afterwards, aren't they?
Yes.
But most clubs don't even open until quite late at night. So like if you went to Squires, that doesn't open until about 10 o'clock. That's the proper club, or like a Vogue, that doesn't open until about 10. Whereas pubs are trying to take over restaurants a little bit. And do a bit of both. But with the times.
More and more students like going pubs currently. So what's your idea about like with the students, they like going to pub and sometimes get drunk.
Yep. Yeah. Quite a lot of times they get drunk. Yeah.
How do you think more men or women like to go to pubs? Which kind of people is more like?
I think it's even, to be honest. You get even, There's not. You get big groups of girls. You get big groups of boys. More often you get a mixture. You get a mixture of both. I think it's quite even. I think we get more students because they've got more money to spend. I think because they get the student loan, so they've got a bit more money to spend than people with jobs.
So, what's the difference between men and women's behavior when they are in pub? Do you think?
Men, if they get really drunk, start having arguments sometimes, and fighting.
Yeah.
Whereas girls will just scream at people.
If there's any a factor, the policeman will come. Is there any sometimes like this fighting?
Do policemen are always on duty around the pub?
Yeah. Especially if there's like big football matches on, then the police there's more on, and like they're always, we have radios, so if we have an issue we just radio them and they come straight away to help. So that's quite good.
So you must have a connection with police station.
Yeah,
you can.
It's called a CCTV radio, and it hooks you up to all the the cameras around the city.
Yes.
So you speak to them, and they'll get the police to come for you if they need it.
Like the football games, watching football games maybe more attractive, affect this kind of fighting.
Yeah.
The different teams, they like different things.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of policemen out tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. It's called Mad Friday, the last Friday before Christmas. Everyone finishes work tomorrow lunchtime, and everyone will be out drinking.
Yeah.
Everyone comes out for a drink on Mad Friday. So everyone's going to be getting very drunk.
So tomorrow is a busy day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's going to be so many police around. Just checking. Just checking. Just to make sure everything's fine. Yeah.
There must be many policemen outside every pub.
They just they walk around and like do loops, and then as soon as you say you've got an issue, they'll be straight here. Good.
Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice Christmas.
You too.
We will follow the Adelphi's Facebook.
Yeah, Adelphi
you could follow us.
I will do.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
See you later.
See you.